What if I told you that the most extraordinary art inspiration exists in the most ordinary moments? Today, we're discovering how mindfulness can transform everyday experiences into creative gold. Hi, I'm Cece. I'm an actress and visual and experiential artist. This lifetime, I have created adornment and jewelry, spaces for intentional connection. I've worked as a graphic designer, a printmaker, bookbinder, and have done so many other creative shenanigans, so many. And I believe the idea of art can be extended to however you might creatively express yourself and experience the feeling of flow, where you are instinctively moving from the heart space. So that can be anything from film to accounting. Let's dive in. One of my favorite stories comes from my book, The Saints of San Francisco. And it includes doing my laundry and taking the bus and using paper bus transfers. Yes, doing my laundry. I know, crazy, right? But there is nothing like freshly washed linen. And sometimes some of the most profound inspiration comes from these really simple moments in our lives. The feeling of the very thin paper of the bus transfers, or the very graceful and unchoreographed movement of putting your laundry in the washing machine, or maybe the labels on your laundry cleaning essentials are inspirational. Maybe there's some cool imagery on there. But these aren't just activities. They're also possibilities for a gateway to creative spirit. And so what starts as an everyday simple task becomes a path to meditation and a portal to something greater. So today I'm sharing a practice from my book called the 5 Questions Practice. It helps us to find inspiration in daily moments. So we'll explore 5 essential questions. The first, what am I not seeing that would be beneficial? Second, what or who am I not fully appreciating? That's important. Number 3, what or who do I need to release from expectation? 4, am I tied to a specific outcome? 5, can I see a more clear path? So this practice is best done, I feel, by making it intentional. So for me, I'm all about the ambiance. So you sit in a quiet space with your favorite pen and notebook. You can light a candle or some incense, my fave. You can put on some binaural beats and get ready to do some serious downloading from the universe. But you can also do this while you are washing dishes or walking your dog, as long as you're doing it with the intention to see things differently. These questions can be applied when facing a particularly challenging circumstance and feel that you are missing something, like you're just not quite seeing everything. Or when you're feeling more focused on negative aspects of a situation and would like to intentionally turn your attention to a more positive perspective. This practice is also great when you want to simply raise your vibration, because walking around with bad vibes isn't good for anybody, y'all. And one of my favorite authors, and also one of my favorite people that I found on PBS ever, was Wayne Dyer. And he said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I'd even expand upon that to say that once you've looked at things from a more positive perspective, you cannot unsee that light. It's just not possible. And you can't unknow the good that you now know. So now let's practice mindful inspiration. And this is what I call the ground beneath my feet technique. So here are a couple of things that you're gonna need. First, you wanna get a notebook and some tracing paper. You can sketch or trace what you see. Maybe you'll need it, maybe you won't, maybe you'll feel inspired to do that or not. It's up to you. Second, you need to set an intention for guidance. Intentionality is a really big part of this practice. 3, you want to at least try to notice something that you haven't seen before. 4, I think it is important to record your thoughts, so pretty please, you can try. And 5, stay open to unexpected messages. So remember, guidance doesn't always come directly from your mind. Sometimes divine inspiration may arrive through your surroundings or something you've looked at every day with an inclination towards inspiration and finding new paths to it. So that's the most important piece. All right, so to begin this practice, first, this is gonna sound crazy, but found flooring or a path that you look at or take on a regular basis. Now, this could be in your home or a path in your yard or a local park. It's best to choose an area where you won't feel self-conscious or you won't be distracted by the possibility of others looking at you. But if you are an exhibitionist, who cares? Just choose a place that won't be distracting for you. I think places or areas that have like patterns, tile with pattern, just make sure there's some type of ground cover or there's the ground or flooring. So next, you're going to sit back and relax. And if you're outside, you can do this on a pillow or a blanket. Inside, also on a pillow or a blanket. But you could also sit on a chair if one is nearby. Next, you want to look at this path. Don't stare at it, but soften your gaze. Allow your eyes to unfocus. And you ask yourself these questions. What do I see that I haven't noticed before? Are there any shapes that remind me of a particular person, place, thing, or circumstance? How can I apply the new way that I'm looking at this particular area that I've often walked on to something else in my life? Here's my own example of a space that I see on a daily basis. As you can see, it holds lots of potential to see something familiar in a new way. As you can see, in this area, I found a familiar animal, and I also found the profile of a young child. It may seem silly, but sometimes we have to inject a little silly into our lives to see things differently. And as you can see here, I found a surfing kangaroo. Who does not need a little surfing kangaroo energy in their lives to change perspective, right? You can sketch or draw what you saw. You can use tracing paper to trace or outline some of what you see. It's up to you, especially if it's a flat surface, that would be perfect for that. And I promise, once you begin to look at things in this way, you won't be able to look at things another way. So, what are some of the ways you can make this practice a part of your life, or these practices, right? You can make the 5 questions a part of your morning mindfulness ritual. I think, personally, this would be a really great way to kind of cleanse your morning mental palette. Start with an open space upon which your day can be built. You can repurpose something in your home and look at it differently. For example, if you're a gardener, you can reuse empty water bottles to start your seedlings by cutting the bottle in half and using the bottom of the bottle as a little mini pot. It's kind of perfect. I've done that before a few times. Next, you could also look for art in unexpected places. I love surprise art. So, for example, while you're at the store, you can look at the unique designs of labeling and packaging on clothing or food. There's some amazing design work there. And then you could also look at nature. The universe is the best designer ever. You could also look at architecture. So creativity is all around you. You could also convert daily challenges into creative opportunities and also find new ways to connect with others. So you can try a new way to solve an old problem. Maybe you ask your kids, or maybe you can ask a niece or nephew or a complete stranger how they might solve a problem. Allow your horizon line to expand to incorporate more possibilities to be inspired. Okie doke. So your creative assignment for the week is actually 2 parts. So first, you're going to spend 5 minutes each day with the 5 questions we discussed. Second, notice the kind of serendipitous, one of my favorite words, serendipitous moments in your daily walk, and record those in your journal. I promise you, you're going to see something that you haven't seen before.